This is part 2 video on chapter 3, that is Advanced Features in MS Excel. In part 1 video, most of the topics of the same chapter have already been covered. The topics to be explained in this session are understanding database list, creating database table, including field labels, entering records and creating table, adding records using data form, editing records including changing, deleting and searching records, setting data validation rules, sorting records and filtering data with autofilter. Let's first understand database list. What database is all about. A database is an organized collection of data, generally that is stored in a computer system, therefore can easily be retrieved whenever required. MS Excel is one such software that enables any organization to store, sort, filter and analyze the data effectively. For example, the student's database containing name, class, section, marks is created by using Excel, and any entry can easily be retrieved whenever required. Now let's understand the basic terms related to the database. Fields. Fields are considered as the vertical part of table, that is columns. At the top of each field, a name is written which specifies the type of entries to be made. Such names are considered as field names or labels. Second is records. All the entries made in database are considered as records. Therefore, a row in a table is known as a record. Table is a collection of data, that too in a form of rows and columns. And at last, forms, which are also known as data forms, is a special dialog box that helps to enter the record quickly and easily. It is just a simple computerized form like the one that you fill during your online exam. In this video, we will learn to develop forms using Excel that can be used to enter the information, edit the information, delete any particular record and even search through it. Now let's understand these terms practically. The terms that we are going to understand is field, label, record and database. So I'm having a database that is already created. From here we will understand that which part of this table is considered as field and which part of the table is considered as record. So the part that I have highlighted right now is considered as field. That means the vertical part of table is considered as a field. We have 5 fields in this table. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And the headers that are placed along with these fields, that is first name, last name, address, product and payment. These are the headers which specify the type of information that is filled in them are considered as the field names or labels. The part of the field that I have highlighted right now is considered as records. That means the horizontal part of any table is considered as a record, which specifies the single entry of a database, and the single entry that it is specifying is Alok Srivastav, living in Rajendra Nagar, has purchased laptop that too of rupees 45,000. So this is a single entry of a single customer. So the horizontal part of table is considered as a record. Next is let's identify and enter the field labels and enter the records into the table. So here in this sheet 2, I will be creating the student's database. So the name that I am going to provide is student's database. And the field labels or the field names that I am going to keep here are student's name, class, section, subject and marks. So these all are considered as the field names or the headers which specifies or which provides the instructions to the user to enter that particular information in the cells following them. In the name field, in the cell under name field, I will be filling the name of the student. In the field under class, we'll be filling the class. In section, I have filled J. In subject, let's enter computer, and the marks that I'm going to enter is 89. So this is the record that I have entered in this, and this is simply done by using the arrow keys or the tab keys and entering the data. To fill in any data, you are just required to select the particular cell. You can select that cell using the arrow key, tab key, or simply by moving the cursor and just enter the data. Next is how to create a table. To create a table, select the database that you have already created. Like I have selected all the cells that I have filled. Then move to Insert tab and select Table. This dialog box will appear, which will automatically retrieve the address of the cells that are selected here. Just tap OK, and this is how the database is converted into the tabular form. Now you must notice that along with each field name, there is a drop down arrow coming. This drop down arrow is having features related to sorting and filtering the data. Next is data forms. As we have already understood the way to enter the data in the database by just selecting the cell and entering the data, but there is another way to enter the data, and that is by using data forms. Data forms are the special dialog box that are handy enough to be used to enter the data. Let's understand it comprehensively through the practical session. First is how we can add data form button in the ribbon or quick access toolbar. Now first let's understand that which part of Excel is considered as quick access toolbar. The top left corner, this is considered as quick access toolbar. The buttons that are placed here is save, undo, redo and form. I have already added form, but if it is not there in your software, then the steps to add it here is, first you are required to move on to File tab, select this Options. A dialog box will appear from where you have to select Quick Access Toolbar. Then from this drop down menu, select All Commands, and here these are arranged alphabetically, so you can retrieve form easily, and from here select form and click the add button. The form will be added on to the quick access toolbar and press OK. This is how I have added this form icon in my quick access toolbar. Next is how we can use data forms to add a record. Suppose if I want to make an entry in the 16th row, I will be using data form for that. So to open the data form, select the first cell of your database, click onto the data form, a dialog box will appear, and it is a form which is automatically retrieving the headers of the database. The 5 headers that I was having in my table, they are automatically retrieved by the data form, and it is representing the first entry of my database. So now I want to add a new record to my database using this data form. So to create the new record, tap on this new button, enter the new record, and press new again. This is how the new record has been added, that too at the end of the database. This is the 16th row. This I have created using data form. Now we'll understand how we can edit, delete and search a record using data form. So if I want to edit any of the record, I can easily edit using data form. Suppose if I want to make the product here for Anand, the product is laser printer and I want to change it into laptop. So again I will place my cursor on the first cell and open the data form. Here we have find previous and find next. These are the two options to navigate through the database. So I will be moving on to the information related to Anand, and here I want to change the laser printer into laptop, and just check the change here, it has converted into laptop. So this is how we can use data form to change the data, to provide any editing to any cell. Next is if you want to delete any particular information. Suppose this is the last cell that I want to delete from my database. Again, I will be using the data form for that. And now navigate through the database. This is the last cell. This is the last record that I have retrieved. Here is the delete button. Just tap this and a message will appear where it will ask that displayed record will be permanently deleted. Press OK, and thereby the last cell, the last record that was created by me is deleted. So this is how we can use data form to delete a particular record. Next is how we can search for any particular record. If I want to search for all the customers, those who have purchased laptop, so again for that I will open data form, and here we are having button criteria. Tap on this criteria, it will provide us different fields. Here I want all the records, those who have purchased laptop, so I have selected this field here and I am entering laptop. After you enter laptop, now you can click on find previous or find next to find all the databases, all the records that have purchased laptop. So here I am getting the first record, Anand, those who have purchased laptop. Then Pramod, again he has purchased laptop. Manya, laptop. These are the 3 records that I have obtained. Let's select find previous, and these are the 3, let's check. Okay, so one is for Alok, second Anand, third Pramod, and fourth for Manya. So we have 4 customers, those who have purchased laptops. Let's check it out from here. First, second, third and fourth. So this is how we can edit, we can delete a record, and we can search for any particular record using a data form. Next we have data validation rule. This helps in applying the condition onto the cell for entering the data. As the simplest definition is also given there on your screen, using data validation rule, you can set up your database table to control exactly what kind of information is allowed in the cells. If you type the wrong data, Excel displays an error box to prompt you about which data can be entered into the cell. So let's check how we can add data validation rule. Suppose I don't want any customer to pay more than 50,000. So this is the field where I need to apply data validation rule. So here I will be selecting this column because I don't want any customer to pay more than 50,000. So I will be applying criteria here. After selecting the set of cells, select data validation from here. Again select data validation from the list of options available. A dialog box will appear here. Select settings tab, and from here select the value. The value that I am going to select is whole number, and the criteria that I want no customer to pay more than 50,000. So the criteria that I am going to place is less than, and the value should be less than 50,000. Next we will be checking out this input message tab. In this input message, this is used to provide the information to the user who is filling the entries in the database. So the input message for the user that I want is maximum payment, and here I am providing the information that should be less than 50,000. And the third tab, that is the error alert. This is used to provide the error message if an incorrect information is entered. So Here we are provided with three set of actions. We can stop an individual to enter the information, we can warn them, or we can provide them information. I want this user to be stopped if he enters the wrong information. The title that I want to provide is Error Alert, Value Exceeding Limit. So this is the message that I want the user to be displayed with. So here I'm pressing OK. Now as soon as I have pressed OK and I am placing my cursor on any of the cells that I have already selected for the data validation, now they are providing me with the information that maximum payment should be less than 50,000. So suppose in this last cell, let's try to enter more than 50,000 value. So in this I'm going to enter 60,000. Let's check that whether this Excel sheet will allow me to enter or not. See, as we have already applied the data validation rule that no user can enter more than 50,000, so an error alert message has appeared here that I have already created, and the message coming here is value exceeding limit. So here the computer will not allow you to enter or to violate the data validation rule applied. So again I am typing 12,000 here, it is accepting 12,000. So to remove the data validation rule, again select the same set of cells, select the data validation, again open that dialog box and tap on clear all. Okay, now the data validation rule is removed and you can check out the input message has also disappeared. Now let me try to enter the value again in this 12,000 field. I am again entering 60,000. Now it is accepting because I have removed the data validation rule from here. Next is sorting records. This means arranging the records in proper sequence, like in ascending order or descending order. And filtering, it is used to view the selected data on the basis of particular condition. Here we will understand the filtering with the help of autofilter. Let's understand both the features and where we could find them. As we have already converted our database into a form of table, so we are provided with this drop down menu with each of the fields. So we can, if I want all the customers to be arranged in alphabetical order from A to Z, then I will be selecting this first name and the drop down menu here. And I want all the customers to be arranged from A to Z, so I am tapping this option, and now you can check that all the customers have been arranged alphabetically. If you want to sort on the basis of last name, then select this drop down menu that is beside last name, and suppose if I want to sort them Z to A, then again you can check out that they have been arranged in the same way. So this is how we can sort, and sorting option is also made available to us in data tab here from A to Z, and Z to A are the two criteria that are again given to us here. Next is how to filter the data. Suppose I want only few people, those who have purchased laptop. So this is what is the filtering criteria that is given here. You just need to uncheck the rest of the options that you don't want on the screen. So I am unchecking all the types of product, leaving out laptop. So all the entries, those who have purchased laptop will appear on my screen once I tap OK. So these are the people, those who have purchased laptop. To move back to your original table that you have already created, again press filter, and you will get the original table back to you. Here is the assignment for you all. Read the chapter 3 and go through the topics that are covered in this video. Practice using all the features. That's all from my side, students. Thank you and take care.